Well, the Blues have several injury and suspension issues. They'll pick their strongest 22 available. All Blacks have a strong influence on this side. Goal kicker Ben Blair is at fullback with skipper Xavier Rush at number 8. Gary Powell will want a better outing than last time against the Tigers. He was sent off. So Leicester are back to the comfort blanket of Welford Road. Pat Howard opts for experience and power. Just look at the front row of Marcus Ayerza, George Shooter and Martin Castrogiovanni. Lewis Deacon is preferred to Ben Kay alongside Leo Cullen in the second row. Martin Corrie leads the side and an excellent back row from number 8. No Andy Goode, so Ian Humphreys fills in at number 10.
Thanks, Colin.
The replacements. Leicester have an embarrassment of riches naming England trio Ben Kay, Ollie Smith and Julian White on theirs. Cardiff are down to the bare bones, calling on youngsters Adam Powell and James Down. Today's referee is Alan Roland from Ireland. He refereed the 2004 Heineken Cup final.
Okay.
Of course, that day were successful. So here we go, a must-win game for Leicester Tigers. Ian Humphreys gets us underway. Phillips to Robinson, check eye. Plenty of space here for the youngster and plenty of pace in his locker as well. Phillips, big handoff onto Gary Powell, looked a little forwards. Good field, they're brought back now. The crowd saw it, didn't they, Scott?
Well, the Cardiff, they got the second one right anyway. But superb counter-attack there from Cardiff Blues, and they've stated their intention right from the off. Robertson there, opening out, allowed Chikai with a scamper down the line and deep into Leicester territory. So, although there was great anticipation for Leicester starting strongly, Cardiff Blues, great riposte there.
Well, these two met
Same ball.
in round 2. Leicester very much had the edge up front in the scrum as it put so much pressure. As already mentioned, Gary Powell just felt that pressure and for a little headbutt into George Shooter and was sent off. It really gave Cardiff an uphill battle. Harry Ellis feeds. Martin Corrie from the base. Humphreys. Oh, Andy Goode, of course, and that's a very much out of Andy Goode's book. Huge clearance from Ian Humphreys. He has been playing very well of late. Jennings. Humphreys. Pass out to Hipkiss. Plenty of grunt in the Leicester back line. Speaking of which, there's Seru Rambini. Jennings, the link man, as he often is. Jordan Murphy. Alessandro Tuolangi, he's so powerful. He may go all the way. He has. What an opening for Leicester. Just what they wanted. And it's the big Samoan, Tuolangi.
Well, the physicality of the South Sea Islanders very much in evidence in that last bit of play. Seru Rambini first of all, and then it was the leg drive here, but Humphreys delivered. The offload came from Murphy, and look at the leg drive and the power to go for the line. Great try there from Alessandro Tuolangi.
Got it back. It's good work from Phillips. He's caught by Moody and off goes Hipkiss. Oh, it may be away here. Talk about a dream start. It's a double dream start for Leicester. My word. I don't think the crowd can believe it. 12-0 and barely 5 minutes on the clock.
Bang, bang, Leicester. What a double whammy they put in. But Phillips was again caught at the base. He was awfully slow. Ball was taken in there by Tom James, and suddenly Phillips tackled there on the deck, and Hipkiss just snapped up the possession, had the pace. and completely stuns the Cardiff Blues side.
Ben Blair, first time we've seen him this afternoon. To Jordan Murphy, the Tigers fullback. Murphy, little chip over the top, Phillips is there. Pressure from Jordan Murphy, with a little chip again. Robinson has been charged down. Daryl Gibson's complaining about something. Jennings plays on to Alangi. Look at the power of the man. Jennings again, Castro Giovanni, waiting for support now. And there's the third try, it's Daryl Gibson. The Welford Road crowd are in fantasy land.
Well, Daryl Gibson in for the third try, and they're just playing with such passion and pace. The whole stand erupted here in front of us, but Tuilagi, the strength once again, just sucking in defenders. But Harry Ellis was clever as well here. He knew where the space was. He called the drive, and it was Daryl Gibson into the heart of the drive. Goes over the line, but it's just that Leicester are breaking the tackle. They're getting on the outside arm, and Gibson's delight shone there as he went over the line.
Here's Stabina. Just couldn't get his pass out. Tuilagi comes away with it. Now Humphreys. Very direct Sabina, the Australian, former Biarritz man. Welford Road has been a fairly edgy place this week. After a very poor loss to Newcastle last week, their away form hasn't been good. It's worrying. Looking to Towman Park next week. Of course, they come through this 80 minutes with a W on the board.
That's a rock hand!
They were saying just concentrating on the win. Let the bonus point sort themselves out, but here's Nicky Robinson coming through. Harry Ellis has got back so quickly. That's great work from the former England scrum half. Alan Rowland just has to skip out of the way. Won't want to be caught in the heavy traffic. Unless he just got away with that one.
Well, referee Alan Rowland was right on the mark there, but Ellis got caught at the back there, but he was back to cover his mistake. McLeod came through, Robinson came through, but Ellis was down on the ball. He was sharp there. Almost got turned over, but somehow managed to scramble the ball back on his side to retain the possession.
Shooter, Deacon at the front. Shooter comes around so quickly, set that drive. Jones trying to drag it down outside of Humphreys. Hip kiss. Jordan Murphy was coming on his inside. Ellis, Shooter now, long floated pass. Look for Tuilagi. Ambitious, but I suppose they can afford to be 3 tries up.
Well, that's where the space was. It was quick ball by Harry Ellis and the overhead pass.
Physicality of Rambini and Tuilagi chosen this afternoon by Pat Howard. And so far, proved to be very good decisions. Tom Varndale not even in the 22. Here's Nicky Robinson. Is that one high? Jordan Murphy is there. Stabina. Gibson goes back to Tuilagi now. Good tackle coming in from Ben White, the Australian.
There it is, stay back 9.
ACT Brumby's man. Tuilagi's been strong and his teammates got back very quickly. Humphreys, Jamie Robinson has caught him. Jordan Murphy got out of trouble really well. Good wise play. Ellis back to Humphreys. Have a little skip from Humphreys. Might be better just to put that ball into touch. Tuilagi, good line out move. That's very high from Rush. Crowd see it, so does the referee, but he'll play the advantage. Tuilagi gets back on his feet, that's good to see. Jennings and Moody, the 2 flankers in tandem there. Now the whistle goes. The referee wanting a word with Xavier Rush, the captain. It was high.
Penny's going to be here for high. Just there. Wait, I'm talking to him. I know he stepped, but I need them down lower.
Yes, wise refereeing. He did make the step. The arm sort of involuntary went up.
Yeah, it was good running though by the Leicester winger, Alessandro Tuilangi. He's the one on the switchback move off the line out. This is the switchback move. He just straightened, came back across the angle, and that left arm was up hanging there.
Off the line, please, off
Like
the
the
line.
closed wire in the back garden.
Off the line, Cardiff, off the line.
Leicester with the line out.
No, it wasn't even straight
Again,
first. Whatever about
it's not
anything
gone
else.
straight.
You get it straight, then I'll
A little
do
bit
it.
of wind here this afternoon. A little bit gusty.
I was just about to say, it was just a gusty, shooter. He just popped it up there on the lob ball. The wind just took it. But really, Leicester shouldn't be making mistakes. They could have had that fourth try there and then if the line out had been spot on.
Well, the line out ball to Deacon at number 2 has been solid as a rock.
It's not held. That's a rock hand.
Next time. Robinson again under pressure. Castrogiovanni staying so straight there. Ellis now, Humphreys, Rambini! Try time, 4th try, bonus point. Already in the bag for Leicester. And what a run from the Fijian, Seru Rambini.
Well, sheer delight around the ground here at Welford Road. The stand behind the back of this try erupted, but look at the angle that he cut. Where was the Cardiff Blues defence to wrap up the winger back on the angle? Well, it was just too late.
He's delighted, isn't he? He knows how important that try is. They weren't seeking the bonus point before the kickoff, just seeking the win, and now they have the bonus point. And probably the win as well. Humphreys straight through. Here's Cardiff. Just 5 metres from the line. It's a good kick from Robinson to put them in this position. And now a try before half-time, before the break. Do wonders for their confidence for the second half. The drive comes on. Powell is there. Scott Morgan is there. It's gone to ground now. Phillips waits. Robinson. Stabina's the dummy man. Rush. Rambini grabs him by the ankle. It's just enough. Daryl Gibson fights for that ball from Morgan. But he's been turned. It's really good work in defence from Leicester. They have the ball back. Ellis. Back to Humphreys. And that's the kind of mood the Tigers are in.
If there's a facet of game that sums up this first half, that was it. Cardiff took the ball into contact. Rambini was up for the contact. They fought for the ball through Gibson and through the excellent clearance of Ian Humphreys. That is where the difference is between these two teams.
Jordan Murphy just about picks it up. Humphreys. It's Gibson, saw the space. Mike Phillips will need to make the tackle, does, and does really well. Ellis, Rambini now. Leicester just keeping continuity. It's a lovely flow to their play this afternoon. Tuilangi. Trying to go up a blind alley there. Trying to knock the wall down if any man can. He can, but knock on from Castrogiovanni in the midfield. He's not an inside centre.
Well, Daryl Gibson there, but cracking tackle from Mike Phillips. Bang, puts the New Zealander back on his deck, but it's the way they offload in the tackle. And they're always testing and teasing this Cardiff Blues defence. And Daryl Gibson, he's carried the ball well, and alongside him in the centre, Dan Hipkiss as well has impressed. He's stayed well on his feet, he's got across the gain line.
Well, there's the half-time whistle. All Leicester Tigers, 4 tries in the bag already. Half-time here, Leicester 24, Cardiff 0. fantastic second half in prospect here. Cardiff are the type of team who can score tries from anywhere on the field, and you saw when they came out, Xavier Rush really laying down the orders to his team. He won't be happy with that first half.
Well, you would have been pleased to be in a fly in that dressing room of the Cardiff Blues. Di Young and Rob Howley were raging at half-time. Let's see if their motivational talk and their expertise in coaching can lift this Cardiff Blues side. And Leicester, well, they'll be full of confidence.
Nicky Robinson gets a second half underway, and already a mistake from the fly half. It's not the way to start a half when you're 24 points to kneel down. Harry Ellis just runs back with a little smile on his face. Not so much a physical thing, but it's a mental thing. A little mental edge. Leicester have already won 20 seconds into the second half. Humphreys. Gibson, he got past Stabina so easily. Just wafted him away.
Stay back.
Ellis again looking down the short side. They did this a lot in the first half. Humphreys that time, and his forwards coming very quickly to protect their quarterback. Moody. It's that initial drive from Leicester, and then another forward picks it up and makes another 5 or 6 metres. Ayerza this time, the loose head prop.
But it's also the way the ball's coming back for Ellis to deliver into Humphreys.
On a silver platter. Humphreys. Just a little dart himself, Rambini. He chucks it back inside. Corey can't take it. Well, Leicester have been scoring tries. 35 tries in the Premiership so far this season, 5 bonus points. Scored 349 points, top of all those lists, but they have licked 25 tries, and that will give Cardiff encouragement as they try and just fight their way back into this half. And even the scrum is going Leicester's way. Look at that. Lewis Moody to Corey, Rambini now. A defensive scrum there, and Humphreys isn't standing in the normal 10 slot. Here's Jordan Murphy against James, chips it inside. Phillips is there, takes the mark, and he's off quickly. Robinson, Rambini. Ellis just setting himself. Vesti. Oh, lovely run from Sam Vesti. Hip kiss on his shoulder. Good covering tackle from Jamie Robinson. And the forward pass. And look at the way Sam Vesti has just broken the line 2 times. The 2 times he's touched the ball so far since he's been on.
Oh, great angles from Vesti. Saw the space. Look at this. Just ghosts his way through the gap there. Just wasn't aware of Robinson coming across to make the tackle. And a good tackle as well.
Blair, oh lovely hands from Blair, check eye. Touch judge's flag is up though, he won't go in. Martin Curry is back there anyway. Lovely hands from Ben Blair, he's been such a good player for the Blues.
Well, not only hands, it was his pace though, and the fullback just latched onto this one. Through the inside pass, there was the foot on the line, so good call on the far side, but Cardiff Blues almost creating the try there.
Touch judge had his flag straight up. Leicester may well be penalised here. Advantage to Cardiff. Phillips now to his fly half. Robinson. Leicester hand in there, will come straight back for the penalty. Phillips is racing towards the mark. Quick tap. His favoured option, Martin Corey. Slapping tackle on the scrum half. Over the line. But it's well held up. 5 metre scrum, Cardiff Blues.
Well, Mike Phillips, he's a big fella, over 6 foot tall, 17 caps to his name as he just took the quick tap, but ran into a cracking tackle by Martin Corey. Corey just read the situation well.
It's bounced out the back. Ellis is there quickly. Vesti can't take it. A bit scrappy there from Leicester, and Cardiff Blues try and pile through. Ellis takes the responsibility himself. Just bounces out to touch. Of course, Leicester lost their opening game of this campaign to Munster here. Those 2 points. It's a scrappy play. Rush. Get a good offload from the New Zealander. Here's Morgan, Gethin Jenkins. Puts his head in his hands. Can't quite believe the pass he just delivered out, of course, an absolute rock. Wales' Grand Slam winning team back in 2005, but this, not his best moment.
The proverbial shocker.
Cardiff in the ball.
Deacon has got a hand in there, but Daniel Jones, the man coming away with it. The referee's gone straight to his pocket here. He's not happy. Shrill blast on the whistle. Scott Morgan will have 10 minutes rest, and he is not happy about it. Scott Morgan there. As the Leicester juggernaut that is their pack drive towards the line again. Harry Ellis just smacking a few backsides, just marshalling, shepherding the 8 in front.
That's once.
The crowd willing them on. Round the side now. Over the line, the crowd think he's got it. The referee's awarded it. Down on one knee. Try number 5, and you sensed it was coming, and coming for some while. We've seen the backs score their tries this time. It was the forwards turn, Lewis Moody.
Well, Moody was in the heart of this drive. This was the second occasion it was then, well, maybe the hint of a spill there just as he took the ball over the line, but there he was right there at the heart of this drive. Saw the whitewash, went for the line. Alain Roland awarded a try.
Fairhurst whips it out. Good interlinking play there. McLeod wearing 22, the replacement is on. Leicester drive straight through. They don't want to give the Cardiff Blues any points at all. Sam Vesti puts it into the crowd, and this crowd just as happy seeing that kind of turnover as they are an 80-metre try. Now it's wider. Ollie Smith, his first run, looking either side. Importantly, kept the ball in 2 hands as he made the break, making the defenders question what he was doing. Jordan Murphy, lovely hands to Alangi. Ben Blair was strong. Julian White with a rumble. It must be a good afternoon for Leicester if Julian White's making a few yards with ball in hand.
Well, good hands down the blind side here. Ellis, Vesti, Murphy, Tuilangi, who offloaded in the tackle here, but it was Julian White.
Here's Robinson. Chip over the top, and that's intelligent stuff. He saw the man. It's Blair. Now Robinson, back to Blair. Oh, it's good play from Cardiff here. On the outside now, Chekai. Couldn't quite get it to Nicky Robinson. Leicester are there, Jordan Murphy. Just didn't protect the ball again. It's not the first time that's happened for Cardiff this afternoon. They do so many good things. Just backed up with a little error. Beanie loves to give that little show, doesn't he? To tease the opposition. Again, great invention shown by Cardiff Blues as Sam Vesti clears the lines. Here's Martin Corrie from the line out. That is surely the icing on the cake. Martin Corrie just pops a cherry on there as well. A job well done for the Tigers.
Well, just as Ollie Smith was coming off the pitch, the quick throw in here, and the nab at the front of the line out, and Corrie, it just bounced into his hands. Well, I thought Christmas was over 3 weeks ago, but Corrie got one there. Look at the fortunate bounce, and sometimes in the game of rugby, when things aren't going with you, these things happen, and Corrie was in there to steal at the front of the line out.
Here come Leicester again, it's wave after wave now. Vesti going in. And of course there's added incentive. Of course Pat Howard off at the end of the season. I want to send him off by winning something, of course. The Tigers fighting on 3 fronts at the moment, the Anglo-Welsh Cup. Second in the Premiership, Tuolangi's bundled out of touch by Lavetta South. And of course in the Heineken Cup as well, challenging for honours. But they've done everything that's been asked this afternoon. Tremendous first half, blew the Cardiff Blues away. Great game from Leicester.
Yeah, commanding performance. They came out of the hatches straight away. They blew this team up, Cardiff Blues team away. They were just quicker in speed and thought. They scored their 4 tries within half an hour. Game was over, game was won, and a thoroughly impressive performance. It's all to play for next week against Munster.
Well, Leicester win easily, 34 points to 0, and they say bring on Munster and Thomond Park next week.
First of all, Darryl, a little knock there when you came off. Everything okay?
Just got a little knee in the back, but hopefully should be fine for next week.
And did you enjoy that game?
Yeah, we did. Obviously, we started really well, and that's something that we'd said all week that we'd need to do. There's a fairly strong wind out there today. In the first half, we knew we had to get some good points on the board before we turned in the second half.
Well, 6 very good tries. What is there to work on for next week?
Well, obviously, Munster are a totally different proposition. They're very immensely strong forwards, and they're one team that will match us up front. They've got a very good fly half in Ronan O'Gara who kicks them around the field and puts them in the right position. So, Munster at Munster, very difficult. We're aware of the huge challenge that face us, but we've got to either win the game or get something out of it to advance in the Heineken Cup.
If you do win next week, is this team good enough to go and win the tournament?
I think we'll build the confidence towards that. I think we're not quite there at the moment, but we're certainly showing signs that we can be a good team and compete in Europe.
Dyer, difficult day at the office. What are the positives to take from today?
Well, a lot of the youngsters obviously had a bit of rugby at Welford Road, which is a bit of a conundrum in itself. But in saying that, going into half time, we were positive about coming out second half. I think although they probably blitzed the scoreboard the first 20 minutes, we felt that we give them 3 tries from our turnover. But got to give them credit as well. I thought they were exceptional at the breakdown. Who
stood up for you today on your side?
I think every one of them put their hand up regards commitment and effort. But as you said, we fell short today. But we make no excuses for that. But we'll make sure that we can try and patch a few of these players up and get them out again next week. Because we've been proud of our efforts. I'm still proud of the efforts today. But we just weren't good enough against a very, very good Tigers team.
Martin, did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was. Delighted with the way the lads, we had our goals at the start of the game and how we started and how we stuck at them. Very pleased.
Obviously, 6 great tries there. What is there to work on for next week?
Oh, there's a lot. We were, first off, we'll just sit back and analyse this. We had to work incredibly hard. We knew what a tough game it's going to be. We had to work, and perhaps we were a bit fortunate to get the win down at the Millennium Stadium. So we knew Cardiff would be coming up here and giving us a hell of a battle. So that's why we had to start. We had to start really well. We'll sit back and be very satisfied with today's performance. Tomorrow, Monday, then we'll start looking at Munster.
Well, that result sets up a cracking finale next weekend at Thomond Park, despite what happens tomorrow in Geneva between Bourgoin and Munster. Leicester to the top of Pool 4. Munster, of course, can overtake them if they get a result. A win tomorrow for Munster would all but put them through to the quarter-finals of the Heineken Cup. So the qualifiers so far look like this. Just 3 into the last 8. Biarritz with their thrashing of Parma booked their place last night. The Scarlets did so with their win in Ulster earlier, and as we saw, Leinster did by beating Edinburgh in our 3rd and final match. Let's just talk about Leicester though. What a performance, bearing in mind what happened against Newcastle in the league last week.
Yeah, I thought Leicester were really good. They came out of the blocks, they showed they meant business, they were going to get a bonus point. Their power in the back line was enormous. That Rabini try, I mean, he pushed from off the back of the sight screen there to come through that one. And I just think they're looking very good with their big showdown against Munster over in Thornton Park next week. They've got experience, they've got international players who are used to these sort of situations, and I just think that next week's game's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, how much confidence will they take into that match, bearing in mind what happened today then?
An awful lot, but I think, as Darryl Gibson said, it's a totally different proposition. I think they'll recognise the areas that they need to improve. They're disciplined when they go away. They can't afford to give O'Gara kicking opportunities. I think the half-backs are going to have to be able to control the game, and most importantly at the breakdown, where they were very good today, that they can actually do that and get quick ball against Munster, one of the hardest things to do in Thomond Park.
We discussed it before the match with Scott Hastings. Very powerful. 11, 12, 13, 14. They were the first 4 names on the try scorer sheet.
Listen, well, if Leinster were flair, Leicester were power, and it was absolutely magnificent. But you've got to say, there was some poor defence by the Blues. They turned over a lot of ball, they give them opportunity, but when they got near the line, you have a look at the power that they bring, and the leg drive, as we saw, it's very, very difficult to stop.
Quick word on the Scarlets as well before we go. You're delighted, we know that, but just a word on their display in horrendous conditions at Ulster today.
It was magnificent. When you have a look at it, they, you know, 4 points to the deficit going in, turning half-time. We knew there was a big win, but the way they came out, they didn't rely on the wind. They went out and they played. We said at half-time they had to go out and play the type of rugby. I thought they went out, they were good, they were clinical in the conditions, they finished very well, and great victory for the Scarlets.
Genuine contenders, you think?
Most definitely. They're playing very good rugby, good forward pack, very strong. Defensively, they're very strong as well.
Yeah, Ulster, I've never seen them taken apart like that and taking the conditions into account. That was an amazing display, especially on the back of the Toulouse away win.
OK, boys, we're just about out of time. Before we go, though, let's just remind you once more of the details for tomorrow. We're on air at 12:30 on Sky Sports 2. And we start at the Stade de Genève for Bourgoin's game against Munster, then to the Liberty Stadium for the Ospreys' crucial game against Stade Francais. Still to come today on Sky Sports, next Spanish football with the Catalan derby, Espanyol against Barcelona on Sky Sports Extra, and later there's more Tri-Series one-day cricket with Australia against New Zealand. That's at 11 on Sky Sports 2. And NFL divisional playoffs between Baltimore and Indianapolis, New Orleans, Philadelphia at 9:30 on Sky Sports 3. It is my thanks once again to Scott, to Paul and to Michael for their time this afternoon. So we've got 3 through to the quarter-finals, 5 more spots available. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.